That was a delay. Hey, everybody, happy Wednesday, and welcome to the.
Not quite ready for primetime live stream. We are the Disney Nerd Herders. Thank you for being here, joining us tonight. Tonight we are going to be talking about attractions around the Florida area. Of course, you know we just moved to Florida last June, and we thought that we would bring on a friend and we would talk about other attractions other than Disney, Universal. We're going to talk about other attractions that we are interested in seeing and getting some suggestions. And you're welcome to add your suggestions if you know any awesome places that we should check out in Florida or in the southern United States. Let us know. But right now, it is time to bring on our good buddy Jim for More Sunshine, please. Welcome, Jim.
It is a great pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me, and fantastic shirt.
I know. I love the purple. I have a lot of, well, not a lot, but I have a few key purple shirts that I really, really like. So, and this is
that's the one that looks best on you. So,
thank you. All right, so let's go to the chats first of all. Ethan Armitage, welcome in. Thank you for being here. Christ Robotics, hey gang, welcome in. Keith, welcome in. You get the bronze medal tonight, Keith. But thank you for being here. Appreciate it. AB, welcome in. Sai. We were just watching her premiere of part 2 of her London Harry Potter.
Yes. I have to watch part 1. I was told that there is a spider section of it, but she warns before it comes. So.
Well, that's nice of her. At least she warns you, right?
Michelle.
Yeah, Michelle the Quilter, welcome in. Thank you for joining us. And I think that's it for now. Hooray. Cool.
Yeah, so as everyone knows, we've been down here since June. We've been doing Disney a lot.
Yeah, we're new pass holders for Disney. So, of course, we wanted to get that all out of your system. And, when you first move down here, there's a lot of changes going on and whatnot, a lot of stress. So we've been spending a lot of time in Disney World and in Universal Studios over the last 6 months. And yeah, we're annual pass holders to both. And there's a lot of fun things to do there. But we are starting to make plans for, it's a new year now, and we're going to be doing new things. We've already done the Bach Tower, which was really cool. Yep. That was something different. So we're looking for more different experiences to do.
Right. And we're hoping to be able to do vlogs or live streams there too.
Yes. So
as well as Disney and Universal. So we're not giving that up.
We're not giving up Disney and Universal. We'll be in there plenty as well.
We enjoy it too much to.
Yes, but we thought we would hit up our buddy Jim, who's been a Florida resident for a long time.
100 years now.
100 years now, and he's done a lot of things around Florida, and he's going to be mentioning some things that he thinks are recommendable, right?
Indeed, in a number of different, price points and lengths of enjoyment, or I don't know what I'm saying anymore, but we could do. I don't want to jump ahead, but there are other theme parks, of course, and then there are day trips and overnight trips and things to do on like a one tank trip, as it were.
Yes.
Yeah, we can talk about them all.
That'll be great because because we're interested in all those things, different types of trips. Obviously, that we have Avery and Sophie that will be doing things with us. We would have to be limited in regards to the time that we spend in a car. How about you let me do this, because that's really annoying when you keep on going like this and this and this and this and this.
He's got the mouse right in between us. Well, let's welcome in Cherie and Nick.
Cherie, welcome in. Movie Mania, Nick, welcome in. Thanks, guys. But yeah, as I was saying, we have to make sure that we're keeping it with it, that keeping it doable for Avery, especially. He's the one that has a little bit trouble of sitting in cars for long periods of time. But we're interested in parks. We're interested in, beaches. We are looking, we're big fans of Venice Beach. We go down there quite often. We love the jetties down there. We go live from there quite a bit. If you've followed our channel,
not as much as we want.
not as much as we've wanted, because Ian blew it all the heck down there, and everything was destroyed quite a bit and stuff. And but we are also looking for beaches that are closer around the Tampa area that we can just get out of the car. Hopefully, it's the not too busy, a beach that we can just drive to, get out of the car, walk on the sand a little bit, see a nice sunset, and then come home. Whereas, from our house, Venice is 2 hours. We're looking for something within like the hour range, so closer to definitely Tampa, Bradenton, maybe St. Pete. I think that might be out of the range too, but
I think also like the little mini, like Jim mentioned about the overnight, like a little mini vacation, long weekend vacation.
Yeah, like I guess
would be wonderful.
Like is it crazy. Amelia Island or Annabelle Island or something like that? This is popular
Anna
island. Anna Maria Island, yeah, where people rent homes and stuff like that. It's supposed to be really cool and really peaceful. So that's I'm glad I asked. Anna Maria. Oh, and one other thing, I want to do housekeeping up front, because I always wait to the end. I'm not sure how many people stick around to the end, but I just want to thank, Dean at the Live Place. He does a lot of family-friendly live streams. I want to make sure everyone checks out Jim's channel, More Sunshine Please. There's a lot of awesome stuff. I mean, he's got a very great show that he does every Tuesday nights.
Thanks, Charlie.
That's 7. And well, I love it. You keep it fresh. I love the old school stuff with the drive-ins and the intermissions and the way that you do things. It's a really, really good show.
It's entertaining.
Thank you.
Very entertaining. And it's well put together. I wish I had that type of ability to do that type of thing. So go check out Jim on Tuesday night. Mouse Talk, they're friends of ours as well. Walt and Melissa, check them out with the Sanity at 8:00 on Tuesdays, and they're in the parks on the weekends as well. And D&G Explorers, our friends Derek and Gregory, who are not on here yet. They might not make it, but they're out in California, so they're on West Coast time. But they're good friends of us too. Go check them out. They do Disney and a lot of cruising stuff.
You're probably just getting home from work.
Maybe. Yes. Amy's in here. Welcome in, Amy.
Welcome in, Amy.
AJC Magic TV. Okay. And
Amy,
guys.
If you're looking for something before our show, Amy does trivia.
Yes.
6:00 every Wednesday night.
But if Donna is in the chat, you have no chance. Sorry.
It depends.
Just give it up. Throw in the towel.
I'm horrible.
But the one thing I do like about Amy, she gives multiple, like the first 3 people, she gives points. So that's a great idea for trivia, because sometimes people have like an internet connection that's like 2 or 3 seconds behind everyone else. So this gives them points.
There's time that people are putting the answers in before I even
I
hear
know.
the question.
It's like I'm refreshed, and it's like, come on. Welcome in, Laura.
We also want to make sure we say, I don't know, did you say hi to Craig's Robotics? I just noticed.
Yeah, he was like one of the first ones in.
Okay, I just want to make sure. I want to say hi.
Hi to Mom and Dad. Hope you guys are feeling better. Everyone up north, if you're watching, who else is watching?
Auntie Karen.
And Auntie Karen, if you're listening, hopefully we're going to see you soon.
Yeah, I'll be calling.
Yeah. So, Jack, Santa Claus, Logan, Matt, welcome in. And anybody else?
We're supposed to go to Splitsville with Matt and his family, and Walt and Melissa.
No comments.
He's just moved by a whole bunch.
It's jumping. I'm not even doing it.
And Melissa's here.
Melissa Mouse Talk in the house. Welcome in, Melissa.
You might want to do a scan.
Charlie has said that too in the trivia chat about Donna. Just give Donna the win. I know. I mean, yes. Who was it? It was who used to be super trivia guy? Was it Avery? Avery,
the Cuban American.
Yeah, he used to get all the ones.
Was Noah also
like
a good one too?
I know there was a couple. couple
Noah.
a couple trivia ringers in the
Yeah,
chats
yeah.
back in the day.
So how do you want to go about this? I had invited Donna, the one I'm talking about, to come on the show, but she had something already
She had
planned.
plans, yes,
But she did give me a couple ideas that she
Yes.
thinks what we should do.
Yes.
Do you want me to mention them, or how do you want to go about this?
I don't know. I did not get that far in my plans. So again, thus the title, not quite ready for prime time. I don't think we'll ever be ready for prime time. So we gotta live up to our name, right?
So a bunch of Charlie's family has got the vid, and Laura is in the house surrounded by a few of them.
You're doomed.
So Laura,
you're doomed.
you're gonna have to put your sleeping bag out in the horse's barn and sleep out there so you don't catch it
in the snow.
In the snow, that's right.
No kidding, huh?
Keep washing
but
those
seriously,
hands,
hopefully
wear
you
the mask.
guys get healthy again soon and make sure Dad takes all his meds and stuff.
Yeah, Dad, take your meds.
Yes.
Listen to the doctors.
Take your meds. All right. It's 10 over there already. Thursday. I'm going to hit the bed. All right, Sai. Thanks for popping in.
Yes.
We realize
great. There. I was gonna say preview.
Premiere. Yes.
Awesome job.
Yes, everyone go check out Sai's new premiere. She got a channel with content now. Go check out Sai. It might take a little bit of a search on YouTube to find her channel. Because there's when I did it, I subbed with the TV channel, which is different than our Nerd Herder channel. And there's like 1,000 Sai channels out there named Sai. So you have to kind of like.
I just clicked on her link, so I was.
You have to file through them, but
you're welcome in, Trisha.
Totally worth it. She has content now. Welcome in, Trish.
Their house is clear right now. And Debbie too. Yeah. We got to meet Debbie last year.
All right, so.
Okay, so how do you want to do this?
Good question. Maybe we start with our guests.
Sure.
Start with our guests. Do you have a starter recommendation that you would like to start with?
I guess there's a few ways we can do this. Do you want to start with something that's close to home?
Sure.
Okay.
And work our way outward?
Well, there's a few things.
Yeah, sure.
And we're talking about things other than Disney and Universal.
Yeah.
There's an old school Florida attraction in your neck of the woods called Gatorland. Have you been to Gatorland?
No.
It's old school Florida.
Is it worth going?
Oh, he's mentioning it, so.
Yeah. Well, no, but I mean, like,
Is it just alligators, or is it? Ooh.
It is alligators. It's a lot of wildlife, a lot of birds. There are shows. It's been a while since I've been there, but part of the charm of it is that it's a throwback to the pre-theme park days of Florida, and this is it's a cross between a petting zoo and a safari. There's no there might be a train there, I don't remember, but a lot of it's walking around, and now I think they have things like zip lines and stuff like that, but a lot of it is wildlife, including gators. I believe they have some crocodiles and snakes, and it's right there in I think Kissimmee. That's around there. Again, it's been a while, but it's super close to home for you. Yeah. It's old school Florida, and it might be worth doing once in your life just to see how things used to be in Florida.
Yeah, because we haven't seen any gators in here since, other than Animal Kingdom.
Animal Kingdom, yeah.
I think those.
No wild gators.
Are those crocodiles or alligators?
Either way, they're not wild. To me, those are zoo.
That's a good thing. All right, so we're writing these things down, by the way.
Yeah, we are.
And if anybody in the all says, I really hope, where'd it go? I really hope
I know,
that
he's-
Gatorland isn't a petting zoo.
No, it's not. I couldn't think of anything. I'm not good at describing things. But they do have handlers there that they don't wrestle the gators or anything like that. I don't think. Maybe they do. I don't remember that. But there are areas where like there's a bird sanctuary where you can go in and birds will land on you, and butterflies. There's one with butterflies, and some of it's interactive, not with the gators, but with the smaller animals. And I remember like they can drape a giant snake of some sort of python around your neck and get your picture taken, stuff like that. Like,
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of snakes, but
well, you don't have to stand in
I
that
could
line.
see them. That's right. Yes, Trish went there, but it was decades ago. Sounds like a lot of people went a long time ago. Hasn't
Yeah,
been?
that's why
It's been a long time.
Huh.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a place that they would let us stream from?
Maybe. I don't know. It's so.
Yeah.
It's probably not as podunk as I think it is. I can't imagine they'd have a. I don't know. I don't know if they'd have a problem with it.
Oh, cool. It sounds like it's worth checking out, though.
We're gonna welcome in Noah and
It's
John and
John
Nancy.
Nancy.
Welcome in.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen advertisement for the Gatorland, and I do associate it from like old school. I just didn't know like how upkept it is. You know what I mean? But if it's still functioning, how like is it like kept up, or is it like? I'm just picturing like this old place that.
I see. It's been a while, but I don't think it's. I don't think it's run down, and it's not rinky dink either. It's a sizable area.
Okay.
So it's not. It's not Deliverance. I don't know what you're thinking of, but it's not like that. Although one of the shows, the guys were dressed up in overalls and they were playing characters, and they were being kind of Three Stooges-ish in their act. But I think they need to keep things up to be open for as long as they've been open. So
all I picture is like Joe Dirt. You ever see Joe Dirt where he's putting his head in the alligator's mouth, and and the lady's missing like 4 fingers, and
it's worth you looking more into it. And see if it might be worth it for you.
Welcome in, Candy Mom, and welcome in, Walt from Mouse Talk. Walt, I did like a 10-minute promo of your channel at the beginning of the show. You might want to go back and watch that, but you were late, so you think about that next time.
Exactly.
We have fireworks and everything. Sheesh. All right, so
looking at the chat, see if anyone's thrown anything out there. So
another thing that comes to mind, right, when we are driving down 4 West, is what is it, Dinosaur Land? Have you ever done Dinosaur Land? Because that looks like it's pretty close.
Okay, before we go in Dinosaur Land, Debbie says that she looked it up, but she says it looks like a really nice place.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Oh, and John and Nancy says it's current and clean. Oh, that's good.
Oh, cool.
All
awesome.
Right. We'll definitely look into that.
Yes.
Okay. Dino Land. We've driven by that many times.
You know, it has like 3 or 4
Adam LaRue did
T-Rexes or whatever.
On it.
Have you ever been to Dino Land?
A long time ago. You can see a dinosaur or two from the expressway, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So is it? I'm afraid that I'm going to go in there, and it's just going to be statue after statue after statue, and Avery's going to get bored very quickly.
I think that's exactly what it is.
Okay, so Dino Land is being crossed off the list.
Yeah, we went there one time many years ago. I don't have many memories of it. We never went back. So I remember they're just stationary dinosaur statues. I don't remember much else about it. I might be underselling it just because I have a poor memory, but I wouldn't recommend it. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yes,
Sheree is
it's been a
saying
couple
that Advent
times.
has done that. Downland is a thing.
Is a thing. Yes. Dinosaur Land. Yes, just like Jurassic Park. All right.
I think if I remember correctly, they had one area of it had giant sand tables where kids can go and kind of find fossils and stuff like that.
Yeah, that kid's a little too
but
old.
Now I can't remember if that's Dinosaur Land or Gator Land. I can't remember where that was. Probably Dinosaur Land. That makes sense.
All right. So, anybody else in the chats mention something?
Yeah, Dinosaur World. We're calling it Dino Land. It's Dinosaur World.
It's off of I-4. I know that. So it's Dinosaur World. Well, that just made it so much bigger, right?
Well, Keith, I would want it to be like Jurassic Park, but not with the eating of the people.
Without the yeah.
I would love it to be. Can you imagine if they could do that, like in real life, but only have
just the safe parts,
meat-eating
right?
people.
Yeah. Okay.
Is this the one in Plant City, Dino World?
Yeah, that's the one we went to.
That must be it.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's right on the way to. It's either just past Lakeland or on this side of Lakeland. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's west of Lakeland. Yeah.
West. Okay.
I'm writing down when people put
All right. So the other thing so the next one, if I might, because you might have been to this place, and it's on Avery's radar. It was the Tampa Zoo.
Oh yeah.
Now, someone had mentioned the Tampa Zoo to us. I think did Kathy and Fred just went to the Tampa Zoo, right?
I think
they said Avery could possibly like. Have you ever been to the Tampa Zoo?
I took Aiden to I think it's called the Lowry Park Zoo, and it's I chaperoned a school trip of his there, and it's a zoo. Okay. They have normal zoo things. It was kind of.
See, because Avery loves zoos. He wouldn't.
Oh, he'd love this then. I mean, it's a garden variety zoo. I don't think they have anything other zoos don't have.
Yeah.
But
like again, when Avery goes, he does his zoos. He likes to see everything, but he likes to see everything for like 10 seconds. And then he's always
the ADD. He's looking for the
next.
He's
always
thing.
looking for what's next.
Sure.
Type of thing, but he really likes it, and he likes seeing all the animals. Like up north, he would, the cheetahs and the big game stuff, and then the camels and elephants and all that type of thing. He definitely likes that, and of course with Avery, if they have any type of food to mention, then that's a plus for him. But do they have any like over like the tree line type of zip line, not zip line, but tour bucket type of things, like Skyliner type of things?
I don't recall that.
No.
Not to say they don't or haven't installed one since I've been there. I don't remember that being there.
So Melissa is looking all the stuff up. Yes, it's Lowry Park. Lowry Zoo.
Yeah, I wrote it wrong, so I was gonna fix it.
Lowry Park. Okay. Okay. Bugtopia in.
But has that got spiders?
In spring with large animatronic bugs, right up your alley. Yeah. All right, so
as long as I can bring a real big fly swatter, will be good.
Is Bugtopia in the zoo?
Or is that
sounds like perhaps it is? I don't remember that.
In the spring with large.
Welcome in, Two Real Geeks.
Two Real Geeks.
Welcome in.
Thanks for joining us, guys.
Florida Aquarium in Tampa. Have you been to that one, Jim?
Yeah, I've been there a few times.
The Florida Aquarium in Tampa.
Yes, it's in the Channel Side section of Tampa, right by the port where the cruise ships are. It's a neat little area, and the Tampa the aquarium there is it's pretty neat. It's worth a a trip. Again, it's an aquarium, and not that I've been to every aquarium in the world, but they have some really neat sea life there. I remember they have a really cool otter display section that you can walk through. And otters I believe otters to be the cutest animals on Earth. So I got a kick out of that. And, of course, they have a manatee area and stuff like that. And they have other things. I know they have an outside splash area for kids. And I believe there's a boat tour from the aquarium, so you can go out into the bay for a little bit. Oh. I don't remember if we did that or not. I don't have a memory of it. What a great guest I am. I have no memory of anything. But I'm doing my best.
No, we appreciate it. Seriously,
it was a long day at work. But, the aquarium's, it's pretty cool. And then from there, you can take if you're interested in the city of Tampa, you could take a streetcar to Ybor City, which is a historic section of Tampa with, bars and restaurants. And it's kind of like a little bit of a New Orleans area in Tampa. Huh. So that's cool. And it's a nice aquarium.
We took Avery to the Moat Aquarium. That is Sarasota?
I think you're right, yes.
The Moat Marine Aquarium, yes. We did that.
That was a toddler.
Yeah, he was a toddler. I just remember there's only a few things in that one. I remember it being kind of small. It looked like it was kind of small. I remember stingrays and I remember a sea turtle. But
yeah. I definitely want to
Tampa
do
Aquarium has a couple of floors to it. It's pretty big. I think it's pretty big.
Huh.
Well, it's definitely he can handle aquariums. We've done the Boston Aquarium and again the Moat Marine Aquarium in Sarasota. So we probably will do the Sarasota one again, but now that we know that there's one in Tampa too,
I know,
it's like
I want to do that one.
How are these places, when you say Tampa, how are they to get to? Are they really hard to get to? Is it like in the middle of dead end traffic?
No, Tampa is pretty easy to get to, especially coming from your area, I-4 to you could take the crosstown. The difficult area, I believe, is St. Pete on the other side of the bay. Anything on the other side of the bay is kind of a hassle to get to, in my opinion. There's some cool stuff over there, like the Salvador Dali Museum is pretty awesome. And that's in St. Pete. There used to be the St. Pete Pier. I don't know if that's open anymore, but that was an attraction over there. But Tampa is relatively easy to get to, and it's not huge. It's not a sprawling metropolis. It's quaint.
Quaint, really, huh?
Yeah.
Sounds like
I mean, as far as downtowns go and stuff like that.
Yeah, Walt mentioned about spring training too. So if you're into spring training, many teams do the training sites. See, I used to watch the Red Sox back in the 80s, but again, in the Celtics back, I was a big sports fan back in the 80s.
Yeah.
But I got disenfranchised in the 90s and the 2000s, and I'm starting to get a little bit back into things a little bit better now, more than I used to. But it's just for me, it's just the way that athletes are nowadays. I think it's just making me not get excited about any sports teams whatsoever. So
some of the charm about a spring training game are the young guys fighting for roster spots. And the fact that spring training is held in these places where double A and single A ball clubs play their seasons. For example, in Lakeland, that's where my team, the Detroit Tigers, play their spring training games. And their stadium, Joker Marchant Stadium, is surrounded in left field. There's a grass berm out there. And we love going to a spring training game, sitting on the berm. Tickets are cheap. crowds are low. Again, these you might see a big name in the game, and the first game on the schedule every year for the Detroit Tigers is against Florida Southern.
Really?
Their baseball team.
Oh, that's funny.
So the Florida Southern baseball team plays the Detroit Tigers, and the last game I went to, Miguel Cabrera, he was going to bat one time against these kids, and first pitch he hit for a home run. But that kid gets to say, yeah, I pitched to Miguel Cabrera for one pitch, and then he took me yards. So, but it's pretty cool. Those guys, those kids at that school get to meet some big leaguers and play on the same field and have the score run up against them. But that's the first game of the spring training season every year for them.
For those in the chats that don't know, the link to Florida Southern is our daughter Sophie goes to Florida Southern. So, but we actually do like the lower levels of baseball. We watch the Worcester Bravehearts all the time, and like the Worcester Railers is the hockey team. These are like the AAA or AA teams to the professional teams, and those are super fun. Again, a lot less crowded.
Love it.
A lot more, with their mascots they go crazy, and they have pie eating contests, and they drop stuff from the little
we like doing some
little blimps, little coupons and stuff like that. So that's the type of stuff we like.
Yeah.
I've been in the Fenway many times, but it's definitely I think I like the atmosphere of the minor league games. So that's something that we'd be interested in if there was minor league teams in the areas that we'd like to go see those. I think we would like that.
Yeah.
Well, Haines City used to be the home of Kansas City Royals spring training.
Really?
Used to be called Baseball City.
So am I to assume that over the next month or so we're going to be seeing an influx of baseball teams all over the place down here, or
it's not? You won't even notice them. There isn't the spring training presence in Florida that there used to be. There's a lot fewer teams. A lot of them moved to Arizona, but it's still fun. There's teams. The Yankees play in Tampa. I believe Boston. Do they still play in Fort Myers? Tampa plays in St. Pete. There's teams all over. Baltimore's down here, and others. I don't know anymore.
Maybe Walt will take me out to Baltimore or something. I don't know. We'll see. I don't think I'm gonna make it down to Fort Myers to see the Red Sox.
Sarasota Pirates are in Bradenton, I think. I remember that one.
Really?
Yeah. We don't have to make this a baseball show. I'm
sorry. Yeah. I was just
hijacked it.
No worries.
Yeah.
Have you been to Fantasy of Flight? Fancy of Flight? What is it?
Yes, I forgot about that one. I made a list of things. I didn't put that on there. We did a few years ago, before COVID. We went there. Is it still open? Is it still?
We see the plane.
We see the half broken down plane on the side of the highway.
Is it just a museum?
I see that it is a museum. But there's also a hangar, and I think you can go up in an airplane. They used to give airplane rides. It's one guy's airplane collection, and you can see all these vintage aircrafts. I know that there's a couple of World War II planes there, and he's got some other things going. But it was interesting. I don't know if I need to go back, but I do see that plane on my way to when I go to Disney. I pass that plane on I-4, and their light up marquee. I think it's still going. I don't see the planes flying around anymore. I haven't seen that in a long time, but I think Fantasy of Flight. Melissa says they have limited hours now, so.
So Laura is wondering if we had a storm. Is the stream breaking up or something? It's probably Avery using up all the Wi-Fi. If breaking up, it's not. We're not having a storm. Just let us know if it's breaking up or if the stream, and then we can go yell at them.
Have a good night too. Two Real Geeks, have a good night. They had to run out.
Thanks a lot, Danny and Jessica, right? I believe. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, I do know where Tampa is. I go to the Hard Rock quite often to play poker there, but that's pretty much my extent in the last 3 or 4 years. That's the only place in Tampa that I've gone to. We haven't gone to Busch Gardens in a while. We used to do that. We used to do that quite a bit.
Busch Gardens.
And yeah, I'm not too familiar with Tampa. The extent of my knowledge is the Hard Rock Casino there. So that's my extent of Tampa. So
I think Trisha was the one that mentioned St. Pete's and John's Pass.
St. John's Pass.
St. John's Pass.
St. John's Pass what is that?
It's a beach area. They have shopping and stuff like that. It's it's a cool beach area.
Okay.
Yep, we
so
know.
I mentioned Clearwater Beach too.
So the weird thing that's happening to you scroll down the comments, and then StreamYard is blanking out the comments and then bumping us back up the comments.
I know.
So we are not getting any. So I apologize if we are not getting to your comments. It's StreamYard's fault.
So let me say. So Donna suggested. She said NASA, which I'm assuming is the Kennedy Space Center.
Oh, have you been there?
Yes, we have. They have a museum. It's okay. A few years ago, I took the boy there to go see a launch. So we actually stayed overnight because we had to be there at 5 a.m. And we went there and we paid to sit in the bleacher section. And we took a bus. They took us in a bus over there, and they ended up scrubbing the launch.
Oh.
We were there for hours.
Oh my god! And you stayed overnight too.
No, Annie wasn't with us. It was just me and Aiden. And then the next day, when we weren't there, it took off first try. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, right.
But it was a cool experience. The museum, though, if you're just going for the museum, it's of some interest. But I'm not looking to go back. Once was enough for me.
So is there like a bunch of old space shuttles and rocket ships and stuff like that?
There's that, yes.
You get to go in any of them?
Not that I recall.
Like any?
I don't think so.
I think there might be like a kid.
Like the landing capsules or anything like that. You don't get to go.
I don't think you get to go.
I don't. Unless they have a replica, certainly. But I don't remember that.
I remember going when I was a kid. I think we've only gone once.
So, did you?
Yeah. So I mean, maybe Sophie want to be an astronaut. Take her there. She's still trying to figure out what she wants to do. So I think it would be good to do that once. And then Donna mentioned Tarpon Springs.
Tarpon Springs.
Yes.
I have no idea what that is.
Tarpon Springs is a city. I think it's north of Clearwater on the Gulf Coast. And it has a high Greek population. So there's lots of Greek restaurants and Greek shops there. There's a section there on the water that's very Greek, and it's very cool. I've been there a few times, and during the Epiphany, they do a lot of Greek stuff. Like they do a lot of sponge diving there. For a long time, they had done sponge diving where they go harvest sponges, I guess. And so they sell a lot of those sponges in their gift shops. And you can go out on a boat and you can watch a guy put on one of those old-timey scuba. It's not scuba, but it's like
Scooby-Doo.
The old helmet that still has the tube connected to it. He'll go down and he'll go get a sponge. I remember doing that. We got a kick out of that. But eating there is cool, and it's been a few years, but it's touristy.
Yeah.
But it's fun. It's a cool thing to do.
See, well, especially Avery, they're fine going if we're going to an aquarium or some place that's got stuff to walk around. Just to go to a city and maybe do some shops.
And if they have a
they're
map,
not interested in
that's
that.
even better
Understood.
for Avery if he has a little map to follow.
Yeah.
The thing. He loves his maps.
So we need to be able to tell him, this is where we're going, this is what we're gonna see, you know?
Yes.
And lately now he's been hung up on, okay, what time are we coming home? He wants a deadline of, okay, we're in the parks till 2:00. Okay, so that way he sets his brain. He's fine with it as long as we set that time limit. But if he doesn't agree with the time limit, say if we were at 6, then he's like, no. And then we'll say till 4, and he's okay. And then, but during the park, as the day goes on, he's like, 3:45, and then it gets to 3:30, and he just focuses on the time. So it's a new challenge we've been dealing with. So we're trying to, if it's something with a map, if it's something that can be done within 3 or 4 hours, it's probably a better thing for him.
Yeah.
Unless we make it like a couple day thing where he knows we're going to the hotel and we're doing these things on different days.
Though,
that
like,
type of thing's going to be.
Say if we did do Busch Gardens, which could be an all-day thing because it's new to him.
Have you been to Busch Gardens any time lately?
Not lately. It's been 12, 14 years since I've been there.
Yeah, it's about the same with us. We went when Avery was about a toddler, where your parents was watching him, and there was. I remember it being big coaster heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
most of the stuff, and so I'm not sure. They don't do big coasters. They don't do like a Velociraptor coaster, or they'll do Hagrid's, but I think all these are way above Hagrid.
It's the loops.
Yeah. So
there's a lot of coasters. I think there's a train there, but lots of coasters. I'm a big coaster person, but I'm the only one in my family that is. So that's why we haven't been back.
Yeah, we can do them, but I don't think the kids are going to get. I don't want to go there if the kids are not going to ride anything.
Yeah, I think they have a version of a safari there as well. There's a lot of animals. It's got the Africa theme. Like another park you may have heard of, but and they have maps. I don't know.
Where's the place that we drove through where the animals can come up to the car?
Is
there one of those down in Florida?
There is. We did that right at the beginning of COVID. It was called Wild Florida, and it's right in Kissimmee.
Really?
And it was a drive-through, and there were so many people doing it because people just wanted to do something at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the kids get a kick out of that.
Yeah. It's called Wild Florida. They have a drive-through safari. I think that maybe something else over in that area. I did a 360, or tried to anyway. Tried to do a 360 video of that. I don't know how great it was. I don't think many people saw it, but it was right at the beginning of the shutdown, so it was one of the only things we could do.
We're going to check that out.
Welcome in, Derek and Gregory. Are you guys having a show tonight or not having a show tonight?
Kenneth
I know that they didn't have one last week, but
Kenneth is here.
Kenneth, welcome in, Supermod Kenneth.
Yeah, our thing goes blank, and then
I think it's because it's getting confused with leaving the.
All right, I'm trying to get over here.
I have another thing in the Tampa area with animals, if you're interested.
Okay. Yes, we're interested in all the things that you have. So
over on the bay in Apollo Beach, Florida, and we did a video on this about 4 years ago, and I know it's Joey's World did a video on this I think last year, and it's the Manatee viewing area, and it's right by the TECO power plant. TECO is the Tampa Electric Company, and it's not a pretty area where the power plant is, but in the winter, this time of year, when they use water to cool off their power plant, and then that hot water gets emptied into the canal right there, the manatees like to gather in that warmer water, and there are dozens, if not 100, manatees at one time there. Wow. And TECO, Tampa Electric Company, has built a platform and a dock and a whole building with, it's like a mini museum. You can watch our video, or it's Joey's World. They were just there last year, I believe.
Okay.
So it's just a day trip. You could probably do everything there. in an hour and a half or so. There's the manatees, which are cool to look at, and then there's stuff for kids to do. And then I remember there is a path that you can walk out to a marshy area where they had built a 3 or 4 story lookout tower, so you could look out across Tampa Bay and among other places, and just see things from a high altitude. But you could see St. Pete and some of the landmarks in St. Pete from that across the bay.
Wow.
But the manatees are cool, and this is the time of year to do it because they're trying to gather for the warm water.
Trish and Sharia both mentioned Lion Country Safari, but it's down by Palm Beach. Now, Palm Beach is down by Miami, isn't it?
That's way too far, right?
Yeah, it's on the other side.
It's like,
yeah,
I think
that'd be too far.
I think it's at least 4 hours from us. I'm not sure.
Yeah. So D&G is having their show tonight, so that's at 8 o'clock.
So go check out D&G at 8 o'clock.
We're going to welcome in Anthony the Molar Man.
Anthony the Molar Man. There he is. Welcome in, Anthony. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
He does a great show.
Yes, he does. He's got a new thumbnail out there. He's looking sharp. He's got a suit on and everything. And, okay, so Laura's saying it's...
Sebastian the Crab's here. Welcome in.
It's a onesie night. Okay.
So what we've done so far is we did the Sarasota Renaissance Fair, but you can't video.
You can't video that.
At all.
They don't let you.
We did the Bok Tower. We've done Venice. We want to do Busch Gardens. There's that Manatee Park in Fort Myers. That sounded super cool. Florida State Park. That's in Bradenton. Old Town. I wrote down Old Town.
There's a Manatee Park in Fort Myers. That's like at least 2.5 hours away.
Oh,
but he's saying the Manatee thing up by, that's closer, right? The Apollo Beach. How far that is from us, do you think?
Apollo Beach is just south of Tampa proper. You can take I-4 to I don't remember how to get there, but it's Apollo Beach is on the bay, of course. So,
have you done Legoland?
We did years ago, yes. Legoland is old Florida tourists might remember Cypress Gardens.
I've been to Cypress Gardens.
That's Legoland now.
Yeah.
And if you remember, Cypress Gardens near the entrance, they had this round thing that would raise up, like you could get into it. They still have that. So that was kind of neat. That's an old Florida thing you can still do.
When I went to Cypress Gardens, I don't think they had that.
That's interesting.
Early that I did it. I was probably like 10.
I'll be honest. Legoland is I think we were too old for it.
Okay.
Yeah. But they have a water park there as well. I don't think you guys are water park people, but they have that. And they probably have other things there because it's been a few years since we were there. And at one time, teachers were free. I think that's why we went there. And but we never went back. Once was enough for us.
Well, the chats want to know: do you hire yourself out as a tour guide?
How much are you paying?
I don't know, Kenneth. How much are you paying?
Hey, I had seen St. Augustine in the chat, which would be a trip up there. It's 3-4 hours away or so. We did go to St. Augustine a few years ago, and that's a cool city. It's the oldest city in the country, is it not? And they have a number of touring companies that will take you around St. Augustine in a golf cart. And we had a really cool tour guide, this older gentleman that would, I think he was taking us places that weren't necessarily on the tour, but they were really cool. And including, and I think this is one of the places we were supposed to go, but they have old remnants of forts and military installations there once upon a time from the Spanish built or something. And that's still there, and you can see that stuff, and it's just a very old city. And there's a college there. I can't remember what college it is. I want to say Stetson, but no. It doesn't matter. If I had 10 minutes, I could remember it, but I don't. But so you can go on that college campus and but if you ever go to St. Augustine, I recommend the one of those golf cart tours. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, one of the things that we like doing is up north we used to like visiting the Minuteman Park, which was like the colonial times, the Paul Revere time period, where the Revolutionary War type of stuff. And I'm also interested in the Civil War type of sites as well. As far as I know, I don't think would there be any of those type of things. Have you ever seen those types of things in Florida? I know that.
Yes.
Okay.
There are Confederate graveyards not too far from our house. Anyway, a better thing is near St. Petersburg, there's a place called Egmont Key, and you can take a ferry out there, and there are these little islands near St. Pete, and they have, again, these are old military forts on these islands, and you can walk through them, and it's not really a tour that I remember. Maybe there was, but I think these forts were used up until the 40s, maybe. I don't remember. I don't remember much of anything I ever do, but that's close by, and you can get to it on a ferry, and it's open to the public. And I don't remember if it had a Civil War purpose or not. Probably, I don't know.
That's
Egmont Key is the name of the place.
Ed, you wrote that down, right? Yeah. Egmont Key. Yeah, because we were even thinking about,
I wrote egg, not Ed.
Egmont.
Oh, it was right. EG, yeah.
I was right.
Egmont.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'd be definitely interested. Even if I have to go into like Georgia and other states, I think that's where we start branching out for those types of things. Yeah. I'm interested also in seeing, like
the reenactments.
Well, we used to do reenactments back when they used to have them. Mm-hmm. We used to like seeing the Civil War reenactments, the World War II reenactments, usually in those types of things. You get to see like the different equipment and the campsites and stuff like that. That's something we used to like doing. We can keep an eye out for that, but I'm not sure.
We didn't mention SeaWorld. He hasn't done SeaWorld yet.
I've never done SeaWorld.
I think before. I was 10 when I did SeaWorld, so it's been a long time.
How long have you done SeaWorld?
We did it right? When Aiden was very young. Hadn't been back. So I can't speak to SeaWorld much.
Founded in 1565.
Wow.
You must be talking about the Egmont Key thing?
Yeah.
No, I think that's St. Augustine.
Oh, St. Augustine. Okay.
I'm looking to see because I was writing things down.
Ray J, welcome in. Oh, the chat's just driving me nuts. It's not you people. I'm talking about the StreamYard's chat is driving me nuts. It keeps on disappearing. I appreciate you guys being here. It's just wish I could see all the comments.
So one of the places for Avery, because he likes food. One of the places we want to try is the Super Saiyan restaurant. It's off of the Dragon Ball anime
series, Super Saiyan, yeah.
So that's a restaurant. It's what is it? What type of food is there? Is it Japanese?
It's noodles.
Noodles,
and again, we'd be going there for the merch and all the memorabilia about that.
Do you know where that is?
It's somewhere in Orlando, down by Universal, I believe. So
I know.
But that's not like a park. I know, or something.
But I know, but it's still just trying to think of what. So another thing I want to do is.
So Melissa's going to St. Augustine this weekend.
Oh.
She doesn't know yet. Don't tell her. Don't tell her.
I thought that was her telling you that she was Cargo.
Cargo's here. There she is. Welcome in, Cargo.
Have you ever helped release the baby sea turtles into the ocean?
No, but my mother-in-law has volunteered to care for their nests. I don't know if she's ever helped release them. But she has volunteered. There's a place where we've stayed there's a place we know of where we can stay right on the beach in Manasota Key, and during sea turtle nesting time, volunteers can go out there and help rope off the nests so that they're not messed with. And I remember seeing eggs in the sand on the beach. And my mother-in-law has done stuff like that. I don't know if she's helped release them, but she's helped care and maintain the area. So that's available to you.
All right, so we got
people coming in.
5 minutes. Anything on your list that you wanted to make sure that you mentioned to us?
Yeah, I have a few things.
Okay.
Up on the Gulf, north a few hours before the Panhandle, is a place called Cedar Key. And it is truly old school Florida. It's beautiful. It's, it's a little island, but there's not a single chain restaurant on there. There are hundreds of houses that you can rent. I don't know if hundreds, maybe less than that, but there's a bunch of houses that you can rent, and right on the Gulf, and you can. A lot of them have their own golf carts, so you can tool around Cedar Key in your own golf cart. We did that a few years ago, and we still talk about it, and we still talk about going back to Cedar Key. That was a lot of fun. It was in the news when the hurricane was coming, and you could see, oh boy, Cedar Key is... We're not going to see Cedar Key much longer, but they survived, and so it's a cool little area. Also, south, if you go south to past Naples, Marco Island is a kind of a cool area, but south of Marco Island is a place called Everglades City. And Everglades City there's not a ton to do there, but they do have those swampy airboat rides through the Everglades. And that was very cool. We did that a long time ago when we used to go down to the Marco Island area. But those airboats, the ones with the giant fans on the back that you speed through, that was a lot of fun. You see wildlife galore, gators and birds and all that jazz. So that was a lot of fun. Closer to home and on a much smaller scale, in Lakeland, there's also one in Tampa, but there's a drive-in movie theater in Lakeland, the Silver Moon Drive-In Theater. So if you've never been to a drive-in theater, you can still do it. They still have them. We've done it a few times, and I wouldn't mind going back because it's been a while. There's also one in Tampa. I don't remember the name of that one. We went there once, but the one in Lakeland's better because it's darker, and it's closer to your home. And then let's see, something else. Last thing. If you are ever in the Tallahassee area, south of Tallahassee is a place called Wakulla Springs. And Wakulla Springs is the deepest spring in the country. And it's very naturey. They have a lodge there that was built in the 30s, I think. And we actually stayed there. It was quite fun. We stayed there when we were moving the boy into his dorm. But they shot the underwater scenes, or they shot some of the scenes from Creature from the Black Lagoon there.
Oh, cool.
And the guy that played the creature in the swimming scenes in the movie is actually a lifeguard from Wakulla Springs.
Oh, yeah.
So they hired him to do that because he was such a good swimmer. And there's a cool boat tour through there. Very naturey, very old school Florida. That's a really neat area. And then we didn't talk about, and I don't know if it's still around. Silver Springs in Ocala was another park that I haven't been to in 20 years. But they had the glass bottom boat tours, and that's kind of neat.
Okay, that rings a bell.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's still around, but
we'll look it up. Like we do have, we're right down the street from the Welcoming Center of Central Florida Welcome Center. So there's a bunch of brochures that we can get from there as well.
It's mostly like the Lakeland area is what they have.
But they have maps and of the entire state and stuff like that.
Have a good night, Nick.
Have a good night, Nick. Yeah, we're gonna be wrapping things up. I would like to steer everyone over to D&G Explorers. They are having a show tonight. Tell them that the Disney Nerd Herders sent you. Tell them it's a herd attack. And anything else? You got anything coming up on your show?
I finally posted another Disney dad joke on my TikTok this week. It's been months, but I'm trying to get back into it. But I'm on my YouTube channel. I'm just doing my Tuesday night live stream, and I'll probably post the stuff from TikTok eventually on my YouTube channel. Just to do double duty with those things. So yeah, thanks for having me on tonight. This was fun.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. Again, we're trying to do a home stream once in a while. We've been, really focused on the parks over the holidays and whatnot. And we'll be going to the parks again, but it's just we like to get back into home streams once in a while, reconnect with some friends like you and Derek and Gregory. It's been fun. We used to love doing the live shows from our basement up north, and we want to make sure that we keep up with that. And now we have somewhat of a non-blank wall behind us. It's not like we used to have, but it's a start, right? And so we're we want to do all the different things. We want to make sure we're having fireside chats. We want to make sure that we're having home live streams. We want to make sure we're doing live stuff from out there in Florida.
When we started the channel, it was more about the family.
It was about the family and
versus Disney.
Oh yeah, because we didn't live here, so and we're not
right.
just Disney. We've been doing this for over 3 years. We have thousands of vlogs and videos out there. If you check the old stuff, for some reason YouTube has been recommending stuff of ours that's been 3 years old. We're like, wow, this is cool. Coming up on our own TV when we're watching our older stuff. It was fun seeing 3-year-old Avery and stuff like that. But it's we do things other than Disney. Mm-hmm. So even though Disney's in the name, but it is what it is, and we're going to be focusing on branching out through Florida, through the United States, through the world.
Hopefully,
eventually over the next, the years to come, we have bucket list things we want to check off. So everyone, please go check out Jim's show on Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. He does an awesome show. It's a very unique show, and I absolutely love the makeup of his show and how he does it and how he presents it. And it's very nostalgic in some parts, and it's very entertaining. So please go check him out. Tuesday nights at 7, right, Jim?
Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern. Thanks, Charlie.
And our friends, Walt and Melissa as well, Tuesday night at 8. I mean, you guys have like the Super Tuesday lineup that ABC used to have. It's like Jim and then Walt and Melissa. It's an all-star Tuesday lineup on YouTube. So check out
your words. I guess. I can't argue with that.
Well, that's what we like doing. And so our friends Walt and Melissa, Mouse Talk, they are here. They are another awesome channel. They do DeSanity on Tuesdays at 8, and they go into the parks on the weekends and here and there. So I highly suggest you subscribe to these two channels and hit that notification bell, because you never know when they're going to go live and when they're going to have something awesome coming up. What do we got coming up? Anything? We've been releasing a lot of vlogs.
today I released. We went to the character warehouse last night. The Staten to get the Christmas merch
Christmas
in there.
stuff was out there, yeah.
So I have a quick video of the new stuff that's come. And then we did a Festival of the Arts, a quick vlog.
Yeah.
On Monday. I released it on Monday.
Yep.
Food, art, friends,
Yeah.
all that fun.
I know you've been busy on the computer doing more vlogs too.
We're trying to get back into the vlogs.
More coming out.
But that means less time emptying the boxes here.
That's all right. They'll wait, right? But thank you all, everyone in the chats. Thank you all for joining us. We appreciate every single one of you guys showing up and watching our stuff.
And all your suggestions too.
And yes, and for interacting with us and giving us your insights on things. We appreciate it. So until next week, don't forget to do your duty.
It's a big duty.
We'll see you later, guys.
We gotta get a better one.